Ancient Egypt finds itself on stage again and again. And I wonder why. Epic stories, royal and biblical characters, angry people and angry gods at war with each other, and really great scenery. We have Joseph in the amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and there's a new stage version of Prince of Egypt floating around out there, but SCERA right now has a show with a take on ancient Egypt that steps away from the Bible and right into war, love, slavery, and a fair amount of rock and pop. It's Disney's Aida with lyrics and music from Tim Rice and Elton John, and today we are meeting 3 cast members from SCERA's production of the show. That's coming up right now on the SCERA Spotlight podcast. Welcome to the SCERA Spotlight podcast, an audio celebration of the arts at the SCERA Center for the Arts and the SCERA Shell Outdoor Theater and beyond. This is episode 51, and today we are 1 week into a great run for the cast and crew of Disney's Aida. Today is rather cool because we're coming to you from the lobby of the SCERA Center for the Arts just outside of Show House 2, where Aida is about to begin its second weekend. Today we're trying something new, and we are recording this podcast on video as well. Because why not? So if you're listening on audio and want to see us, or you're watching on video and want to take us on the road while you drive, head to scera.org/podcast and get the version you want to enjoy. And now with some fantastic help from stage manager Danielle Berry the Magnificent, we coaxed 2 Egyptians and a Nubian from behind the curtain to meet you. Jalyn, I didn't practice your last name, Jalyn
Macedone.
Macedone. Oh, that's not as hard as I thought it was. Is playing Aida herself. Beatriz Melo?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that was easy. 4 letters, it should be. Takes the role of Amneris. That sounds like a perfume to me. Amneris.
It should be.
It truly should be.
Okay. And then Tyson Wright is Radames. Did I say that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that sounds like a sports car.
Oh, I'll take it.
Works. They're all characters in Disney's Aida, and they're getting pretty spectacular reviews already just 1 week in. Thank you all so much for taking the time to be with us today. This is so cool. I wanted to ask you about audition day, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on before and even leading up to a show that we don't always get to see. So, can you take us back to audition day and how? Did you all know each other before the show?
No.
Yeah, this is the first time.
Not at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so did you even meet at auditions, or was it after, during rehearsals?
We met at callbacks, actually.
Okay. And what was that like?
Yeah.
Were you nervous? Have you done this before? I'm always nervous during auditions. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, callbacks are always fun. They're exciting and kind of nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
But no, I think everybody was just excited to be there for the most part.
I've been here in the building when they've had auditions for Aida before, and it was packed. I imagine there were quite a few people trying out for this one.
Oh, yeah.
There were quite a few
I think
people, yeah.
our director, Matthew, said that there was maybe like 140 people who auditioned.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So if you auditioned and you didn't make it in, no worries, half the town didn't. It's okay. Keep trying. So you started rehearsals, and then I like to hear, I'm just going to let you tell me about how that went. I don't even know your director. Your director is?
Matthew Herrick.
I would love for you to tell us a little bit about him and the people who are working with you on your music, your choreography. What are some of the funny things that happened? What were some of the toughest things? Just kind of take off and go. I might ask you some more questions along the way.
I mean, Matthew is an awesome director. What I really liked about his directing style is that he does things really fast. And so he had us memorizing everything and learning all our blocking in a span of like 3 weeks. So we had the show up and running pretty quickly, so then we could dive into the details, which I thought was really cool. I really enjoyed that aspect of it.
I think also he gave us a lot of freedom to make choices as actors. He's not, a director who over-directs or anything. We had really a lot of room to interpret the characters the way we wanted to, and obviously he would coach us along and give us feedback and things like that. But we had a lot of latitude.
Okay. Had you all seen the show before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, both of us did it in high school separately.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Same characters?
No,
Different characters.
I played
What did you
Aida in high
Okay.
school.
I played Nehebka in high school.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, was that here
It's like totally
locally, or did you go to high school?
I went Maple Mountain. It's like 20 minutes from
Okay.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
And my school was Timpanogos High School in Linden, Utah. So
All right. Nice. Well, that's like 10 minutes.
10
away.
minutes
Yeah.
from here, not far.
Cool. So when you got started, I've worked with directors that like to get into the story a lot, and they tell you some of the things that maybe aren't written in the script, but it makes the story interesting, especially when you're acting it out. Did you get to do any of that, and what can you tell us about your characters?
I mean, yeah, I know, for example, me and Tyson talked a lot about like the development of our two characters' relationship, because we have kind of a strained romance kind of thing going on, and so we really wanted to put some more background into that that's not written in the script and that you don't see on stage, but that would just make our characters more human, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Is this based on something real? I mean, I know everything can't be real, but was there a real Aida in history, or is that completely fictional?
There was a real, there's a real place called Nubia,
Right.
near Ethiopia. So that whole thing is true. And when it comes to slavery and all of that all of those historical pieces from the show are true, in fact. So
Yeah, but I don't think the characters
Not- yeah,
are
no.
specifically.
yeah, they're all fictional.
Yeah.
Even if they were real,
But it's
the
fun.
phrase is stretch.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me, just so you get an idea, your three characters kind of remind me of three characters in Wicked too. It's like super awkward a lot. And that's got to be fun for you to play off of on stage.
Oh, yeah.
Did it take a while to figure out how that was going to work?
It's definitely an emotional roller coaster. I mean, one second
Yes.
you're upset, the next you are sad, the next you are falling in love. And so I think all of us really took the time to connect personally with our characters and see how our character can become an extension of who we are. So that makes it so much easier to play it. And for me, with the role of Aida, she is so courageous and she loves her people. And I've just learned so much just from a fictional character playing that has just taught me so much about myself and who, who I want to be and things
Right.
like that. So
Fantastic. I was going to ask you too, I didn't prepare you for this at all. I know there's an opera called Aida. Is it the
Yes.
same story?
Kind of. I know a little bit about it. It's
Okay.
a little more dramatic. I think all the characters they still have the same names and the basic plot is there, but I think it's just a little more melodramatic and
Okay.
some differences. I don't know. Yeah.
All right. Is this your first show at SCERA, or if not, what other shows have you been in here or elsewhere?
This is actually my 4th or 5th show here. I've done Hairspray, Sister
Great
Act,
show.
Footloose, and Saturday's Warrior. Yeah, so this
Okay.
is my 5th show here.
Can I just
Yeah.
say Sister Act was such a surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it'd be good, but I didn't
That
know
was
it'd
a
be like,
fun one.
wow.
It was way good. I agree. I wasn't expecting it to be that good either, and it was
Yeah.
I
awesome.
missed it.
It was so much fun.
In fact,
We came
I'll-
back several times.
I'm curious to come back and see this and see which one was rockier, Sister Act or Aida. Like, which one is like more energy? Because I mean, those nuns. Were you a nun?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
It's hard to recognize you all if you have this.
I know, we all look the same.
That's awesome. How about the both of you, Tyson and Jalyn? I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Got it.
Okay.
I had it down like
yeah.
3 to 4 times in a row before we started.
It's all good. Yeah, this is actually my first show here at the SCERA ever.
Really?
I've been here multiple times to see other shows and see movies here when I was a kid, but never a
Nice.
theater show. So,
Well, thanks for
Yeah.
coming. Come back.
yeah, for sure. I'll be back.
Sweet. I was going to ask you a little bit about the music. So I work here. I help the volunteers at the concession stand and kind of do front of house stuff. So I get to sneak in a few opportunities. I've already heard how it sounds, which is incredible. And the reviews of the show say the same thing. Did it take you I mean, what's your musical background? How long did it take you to learn to do what you do on stage? You take lessons, hours of practice, choir at school? What was your
Oh,
background?
so many hours of practice.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I'm a musical theater student at BYU.
Oh,
And
really?
so, yeah. So in my private voice lessons, I was like, please help me with these songs from Aida, because this is really tough, belty music that requires a lot of stamina. So,
So even though
Yeah.
Elton John songs, everybody kind of tends to sing them in the car and on the radio, it's different.
a little
They're,
different.
they're challenging for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like, at least in my case, like I definitely had to stretch my ability for this role, you know, like some,
Yeah.
and I think we all probably have voice coaches that have helped us with the music in this, but
For
but
sure.
for me, yeah, it's definitely been, you know, I think I've grown into being able to sing some of the stuff that I wouldn't have been able to do not too long ago. So
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
kind
It's
of
been a
cool.
growing
Yeah.
experience.
It's a cool challenge because not only are you singing difficult songs, but when you're on stage, you're thinking about blocking, you're thinking about your relationship with the other person on stage, you're thinking about so many things, so many different factors. And so that's a challenge in and of itself. But it's cool when you just are able to see all the hard work that you put into something just really pay off.
Is the show stretching your voice? Like, is it something where you have to really be careful and take care of yourself
Yes.
on stage
For
and off
sure.
stage
Yes.
even?
Yes.
Yeah.
You should not be
No rock
singing
concerts.
anything crazy when you're not on stage.
So no Elton John in the car.
No.
During
No.
the show. Okay.
And getting plenty of sleep.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard the whole cast singing together, which blows me away. Tell me a little
Yeah.
bit about the people who are on stage with you in the ensemble who sound fantastic.
I mean, they're all
Yeah.
so amazing.
yeah, that's a super talented cast. They're really fun to work with,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's always fun, you know, when there's group numbers that everybody really gets to come together on, and you know, we get to sing in the group numbers too, just like
Yeah.
off stage, and so that's really fun because just being a part of those, it's there's just a lot of energy that goes into them, and it's fun to be a part of it.
You have some really young people in your cast too, younger than I normally see in a
Yeah.
show like this. Like, probably like as young as 12 maybe, or even younger.
I think
probably
prob-
13 or 14
yeah.
year
Okay.
olds.
Yeah, I
Maybe
think
the
our youngest is
youngest.
maybe like 13 or 14. Yeah.
Wow. Well, you
Mhm.
sound fantastic, beginning to end. And I haven't even seen the show yet, but I get to listen to it out here. Okay, what would you say to a parent bringing their kids to the show? They like their kids to be cultured, and they like their kids to take home something when they leave a show. What would they take home from this one? What message or what point or story would they walk away with without giving away too many spoilers?
Sure.
Deep question. Sorry.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'll answer it for me, and
Go
you guys
for
answer
it.
for yourselves. But I think the first thing that came to my mind is just doing the right thing, you know, even no matter what the consequences are, really. So that's a theme that you see various points throughout the story, and it's really powerful. And in the way that the show ends, especially, I think it kind of affirms, you know, the show. I guess we can say this without it being too much of a spoiler. There's some
Spoil it a
tragic
little
elements.
bit.
Yeah.
There's some
Yeah.
tragic
There
elements
are.
in the show, but it definitely ends on an uplifting kind of feeling that just reaffirms that idea of, you know, doing the right thing and you know, taking the consequences no matter what they are.
Well said.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was great.
Very well said, apparently.
I think, kind of going along with that, kind of similar, is just like following your heart and what your heart says and what you want to do. There's so much emotion in the show and plot twists and tragedies and things like that. But at the end of the day, I think each character really just did what they wanted to do and what they felt their heart was telling them to do. Except baby. So
Well, it's been a while since I've seen it, but it seems like there are some pretty weighty decisions to be made. And you know what maybe they will do, what they should do, but you also get an appreciation that that's not easy when you put yourself in their shoes. So, something to think about. I know when we saw it, we talked about it in the car all the way home. Wow. It's one of those thinking shows. Okay. That's the heavy part done with. We're going to play a game now.
Awesome.
Yay.
Games are fun.
All right. So you told me that you didn't know each other before the show, which is good because that's what I assumed. And I have some questions for you. So we're going to see who is the
Who
best
knows each
answer
other
to
more?
each of these questions. You can just call it out. You can point to each other. You can stare at each other awkwardly. I don't care.
Stare.
All right. So which of you is most like their own character?
Ooh.
Oh.
That's a hard question.
Yeah,
If you can't answer it, I won't force the issue.
I mean,
That's
I think I am. I don't know. Just because I remember when I played Aida in high school, it was very hard for me to get into that character. But then I stepped into Amneris. I was like, this is so easy because it's just like me. Like she's a little bit of a diva, and I'm a little bit of a diva. I don't know.
Just a little bit.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel really connected to my character. So
I'm
but-
guessing if I asked other people from your cast, they would probably disagree with you on the diva part. You seem very down to earth.
Well,
Tyson knows.
just kidding. Bea is so awesome. She helps me do my makeup every night because I am incompetent at that. I would say that I actually think Radamés is really different from me. Like,
I would say
don't-
that he's the least
Least
like his
like?
character.
Yeah, I don't think I'm.
Maybe
Radamés.
Jalyn, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, we can leave it at that. We have more questions, so we don't have to
Yeah.
sit on it forever.
Sweet.
Which of you wants to run a scene again or stay just a little bit longer?
Oh, me every time.
Yeah.
Every
Same.
time.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean-
Tyson and I stayed after so many times for hours to just rehearse multiple scenes. Outside rehearsal, at the end of rehearsals. So I think we really just wanted to get everything right. So
That's so cool, though. It's community theater, and you're not getting paid. And, like, I think community theater people are some of the most dedicated people I've ever seen. They're like, it's already quitting time. It's already 10. Come on. There's more. Not everybody says that. So let's see. Which one of you is prone to fall apart laughing during rehearsal? Or dare I say even during a show? I'm sure that never happens.
ooh.
Fall apart laughing. I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like I hear Bea laugh the most.
That's true. I'm always.
That's true.
Yep.
Let's see. Who is the last or one of the last to get their mic check done?
Oh, me. I'm always the last one to get it done. Because I take so long to do my makeup.
You have a lot of makeup to do, yeah. That's
That's right.
true.
Makeup has to go on before the mic does.
Yeah.
All right. And finally, who has actually been to Egypt or has plans to go?
Ooh.
Oh.
I want to go.
I mean, I want to go.
love
I've
to
never
give
somebody
been.
else
Never
mine.
been. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be sick to go, but no. Haven't gone
Nobody's
yet.
been.
No plans
Okay.
No.
yet. No,
I
I
haven't
haven't
either.
been.
But hey, that's the end of my questions. What else do you want to tell us before you head backstage to get ready for the show? Something that we need to know, or you'd like us to know about you, the show?
I think that in any show that you're going to see, I think you should keep an open mind and allow yourself to just be taken on an adventure for a couple of hours. I think that's what I want the audience to experience, to when they come see Aida specifically, to feel like they're in Egypt, a whole nother world for 2 hours, and then just leave changed. So be taken on an adventure.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. I think I probably kept you a little bit longer than I should have. Sorry, I might be late for mic check again, but you can blame it on
all
me
good.
tonight.
Yep.
Thank you. Appreciate all
Yeah,
of you.
thank you.
Jalyn
Yeah, thank
and
you.
Beatriz and Tyson. Did I get them all right?
Yes.
Yes.
Good job.
Thanks so much. Break a leg.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Quinn one more time before the episode's over. Shortly after this interview was recorded, my family and I got to go see Aida, and we were blown away. It was so fantastic. The singing was brilliant from beginning to end. Jalyn and Beatriz and Tyson sounded incredible, every one of them, and then the whole cast was so beyond words powerful as they were singing. We had a wonderful time that night, and I know you will too. there's one night left. Today is Saturday, May 4th, as we're recording this and putting this out. So if you've got any way of getting over to the SCERA Center, please go see Aida. You won't regret it. Also, Rachel wasn't with us here in the podcast this episode this week, but you can see Rachel's work in Aida. She painted the sets, and wow. I have had several people tell me Rachel's work is stunning, and they're not kidding, and I'm not either. So go see Aida. You will have a wonderful time this evening if you can get over there. That's all for today. Our next episode will be part 2 of our interviews with the SCERA Star Awards Evening of Stars honorees. We hope you will join us for that. Until then, we can't wait to see you at the SCERA.